Hey man, say man, it's your boy Weedah. I'm back at it again with another lit blind reaction video. If you're not hit already, make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Get us 19,000. Almost there, just a couple hundred more. Almost there. Now, if y'all didn't know, now you know. Weedah back posting again. Now, this video is going to be called T Grizzley accused of setting up his own aunt. And if y'all haven't been saying a whole bunch of news what's been going on with everything lately, and they've been, saying that T Grizzley, did some things or allegedly or whatever you want to call it for his OTF and all this other stuff. I don't really know it as much because I didn't really look into it. I don't really do a whole bunch of find out a lot of things until I, see stuff, react to it basically. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get on right on to this video. Make sure comment down below how y'all feel, y'all opinion on it, and what y'all think. Let's get on to it.
Did T Grizzley get his aunt pregnant and then set her up to get killed? Rumors have been flying, and today we're breaking down the whole crazy story. T Grizzley's aunt JB quit her job back in 2016 so she could become his manager and help him kick off his rap career. She was the only one in the family who believed in him, and that's what makes this whole story so crazy. Back in 2019, T and JB were in Detroit and stopped at T's cousin's crib. JB stayed in the whip while T went to the house, and that's when a shooter ran up, opened up the car door, and shot JB to death. JB getting killed like that was shocking, and at first, everyone thought that T Grizzley was the target, and JB was just at the wrong place at the wrong time. A couple months after the shooting, T dropped a song for JB and raps. I pray they don't go to jail. I want them dead. I'm just listening to the shit and raps. A couple months after the shooting, T dropped a song for JB and raps. I pray they don't go to jail. I want them dead. I'm just listening to the streets, hearing everything they saying. I'm just waiting on the name. I'm just praying that they say it. Give a fuck if it's the mayor, nigga. Million on his head. It looked like T Grizzley was ready to go to war over JB's death. When he did his first interview after JB died, there was definitely something off about how he talked about the situation. First of all, T Grizzley was playing Call of Duty while he was having an interview about his aunt, and most of the time, it seemed like he was more interested in the game. JB was one of T's closest family members, and was a big reason he even had a rap career. But T Grizzley almost sounded bored when he was talking about what went down on the night she died. A couple months before the interview, T Grizzley said he was putting the ticket on the shooters' heads and didn't want the cops to find them first. But then he switched up completely during the interview and said that he wanted the police to handle it.
My people was telling me I gotta be emotional.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't just act on it. You know what I'm saying? Let the police handle it. So I just let the police handle it.
Is your child struck?
And really, it's kind of true though, because you don't want to incriminate yourself too much. Plus, when you already got a lot of shit going on, a lot of stuff and all that, sometimes you gotta chill, fall back. I mean, you can play that role like, you don't want to do stuff and all this other shit, but sometimes you gotta talk less.
People handle losses like that in different ways, but now there's way more evidence that T Grizzley might have set up JB to get killed. In July 2025, the news broke that a dude affiliated with 600 named Wu-Tang was arrested for killing JB. What's crazy is that the cops have been on Wu-Tang for years and found him with a murder weapon back in 2020. But the news just started coming out, and Wu-Tang's lawyer said some crazy things about T being involved with JB's death. T Grizzley came up in Detroit, but after he started popping off in the rap game, he linked up with Taker from 600. T Grizzley even dissed one of 600's ops on an unreleased version of the track No Effort when he rapped, "Extendo on the Glock, that bitch long as a pogo. Let Lil Durk music get you hype and join JoJo." After that, T started rocking with Lil Durk and his OTF crew. But T's closest tie to 600 was through Buka 600. So when a 600 affiliate named Wu-Tang got booked for killing T's aunt JB, a lot of people thought it meant T was beefing with them. But the real story is way deeper than that. Wu-Tang got caught with the gun that killed JB and the whip used on the hit all the way back in 2020. And according to another dude from Chicago named King Yella, everyone in the streets already knew about who got booked for killing JB.
Man, I knew about that in the feds, man. Y'all ain't know about that here?
We never heard about that, no.
Man, let's break down the science. T Grizzly auntie got killed. When the last time you saw him and Dirk on the side of each other? Remember before that happened? They was like best friends. You forgot? Before he started hanging with Lil Baby, it was T Grizzly and Lil Dirk, right?
Okay, I remember that.
Bro, I was in the feds and I heard about that. Y'all playing crazy, y'all ain't know that. Who the f is this though? It's a goofy. I don't know no Wu-Tang, Do-Thang, Shoe-Tang. I don't know. All I know is that is locked up in Detroit for T Grizzly.
I ain't gonna lie, I think this is the interview when he was talking, when he had he had popped some pills and drunk some of the, what the fuck kind of drink that was? I mean, he had drunk some liquor. And he ended up having a heart attack. It's not even funny, but it's just the reaction that a lot of streamers were doing. They was laughing. It was just the way how it was. It was like memes or whatever, but I ain't gonna lie, it was funny to me. But anyway. That might be our next video though. Find that video, do a reaction to it.
If King Yella and everyone else knew who allegedly pulled the trigger on her, that means T Grizzly probably did too. And now we're gonna break down why he's been moving suspiciously ever since she died. T Grizzly has still been rocking with Lil Durk, OTF, and 600 after JB got killed. And in 2023, Lil Durk shouted T out on the track 300 Years and rapped, "You ain't my blooder, then you can't listen to T Grizzly and me." Durk and T Grizzly obviously weren't beefing, but what's crazy about the track is that Lil Durk also said, "You a gangster around her, but you ain't gangster around me. You a gangster around cuz, you ain't gangster around C. If they call you backdoor, man, you get from round me." And according to rumors, T Grizzly backdoored his own aunt using shooters from 600. People think T Grizzly was self-snitching on the track he made for JB after she died. T was telling everybody that the hit was meant for him and rapped, "Look how they try to do me, but got JB. Man, that jealousy's so real. Man, that hate's so deep." But then he claimed the shooter saw it wasn't him and still killed her and said, "Man, that envy shit's so real. You make it out these streets. You saw it wasn't me and still shot. What'd she do to you?" What doesn't make any sense though is how T Grizzly would have known that the shooter saw it was JB and not him. T made the track right after JB died, and back then, nobody thought she was the actual target. It looked like T Grizzly was trying to get ahead of the rumors though when he rapped, "Hey JB, I wish I was sitting outside with you, and I was in that back with you, and you know your favorite rapper wouldn't have never let them guys get you. I would have shot him, left him dying leaking in the street, wouldn't have ran, would have smoked the runts and watched that man go to sleep. And you think they came for her? Man, you know they came for me." What didn't make sense though is why T Grizzly would want JB dead. T Grizzly started rapping when he was a kid in Detroit.
Me personally, if anything come out like where's they saying he did that, I would say because of full royalties of the music of 100%, because she was the manager for her. And y'all know how the industry is though.
Had a crew called All Stars Ball Hard, aka ASBH. They started dropping music on YouTube in 2011, but T Grizzly was still in the streets and went to jail on a robbery charge in 2014. After he came home, JB was the only one in the family who supported his rap career. T's mom had been sentenced to 20 years on drug charges in 2011, and his dad got killed in 2012, but JB was still there to support him. JB had married T in his dad's rap career. T's mom had been sentenced to 20 years on drug charges in 2011, and his dad got killed in 2012, but JB was still there to support him. JB had married T's uncle when T was around 10 years old, so she had known him most of his life. And when he came home from prison and wanted to take rap seriously, JB quit her job and started managing him. JB even gave T the money to shoot his First Day Out video. That's the track that made him pop off, and T got a deal with 300 the money to shoot his First Day Out video. That's the track that made him pop off, and T got a deal with 300 Entertainment and Atlantic Records in 2017. JB didn't have any experience in the rap game before she started managing T Grizzly, but she figured it out fast and even started managing other artists like Sada Baby. JB was always working behind the scenes to help T out, and she even fixed his hair for him before he did interviews. T Grizzly and JB were really close, but after the news blew up in 2025 about 600 Wu-Tang killing JB, rumors started flying about why T Grizzly might have set JB up. One rumor was that JB was playing with T's money and taking something off the top. There's no evidence that JB was stealing from T though, and the next rumor makes more sense even though it's crazy. Some people think T Grizzly got JB pregnant and then had her killed to cover it up. Those rumors only started picking up steam in 2025. But what's suspicious about it is that right after JB died, T Grizzly dropped the track for her and rapped, "Loved each other way more than we loved life. We're so close, people thought we had a love life." Now it's looking like T Grizzly was trying to get ahead of the story by rapping about it before anyone was even talking about it. It turns out that JB wasn't actually pregnant when she died, but that only came out because 600 Things defense lawyers bringing T Grizzly up in the case. The lawyers claiming that T Grizzly paid for the hit, so the prosecutors brought in the coroner's report that proved JB wasn't pregnant when she died. Doesn't mean T Grizzly wasn't hooking up with her though. According to some sources, JB's husband got locked up a few months before she died.
If you want to build an app and have no
I ain't gonna lie. Whole story sound crazy as hell though, for real. You'll never know what the hell people be having going on. None of that low.
T Grizzly started taking her down. JB and T Grizzly weren't related by blood, but she had been his aunt since T Grizzly started taking her down. JB's husband got locked up a few months before she died, and that's when T Grizzly started taking her down. JB and T Grizzly weren't related by blood, but she had been his aunt since he was 10 years old, so the situation was still crazy. T Grizzly has always said that the shooters wanted to take him out instead of JB, but that doesn't make any sense when you know how the hit went down. According to police reports, 600 Wu-Tang was waiting by the crib where JB died for 2 hours before she got there. They used his phone to track the location, and 600 Wu-Tang probably didn't have any other reason to be chilling in a random Detroit hood for 2 hours. That evidence also goes against T Grizzly's story. According to him, he had to make a last-second stop at the crib to grab something, but the evidence shows that the shooter must have known where T Grizzly and JB were going to be. Another thing that makes T Grizzly look guilty is what his driver said about the shooting. According to the driver, T Grizzly got out of the whip, and only 45 seconds later is when the shooter opened up the door and shot JB to death. That means T Grizzly was probably still outside the whip when the shooter came up, and there's almost no way they wouldn't have seen T Grizzly standing out there. T Grizzly's a huge dude, and it would have been hard to miss him standing on the street or in front of the crib.
That's what I was thinking about, this little song that he made though, cause be for real, if anything, you gonna look around. Oh my god, this crazy, yo.
Grizzly responded to the rumors about him getting JB killed and just said,
"You can see some shit dead in your face, chat. That's not true. So you think you can't be fooled by the fucking internet?"
Maybe he felt like he didn't need to respond to everything, but the video made a lot of people even more suspicious about T. In according to one source on Reddit, T Grizzly was known for being a slimy dude in Detroit before he blew up in the rap game. According to that source, T Grizzly lived in an area of Detroit called Scud Zone, which was run by a crew called RTM. RTM had beef with another set called 22 Band Crew, and rumors said that T Grizzly was involved with a 22 Band Crew member named Squid getting killed. T Grizzly also had a track with a Detroit rapper named Dex Osama, and later, T was spotted hanging out with one of the dudes who was involved with Dex Osama getting killed. There's no real dirt on T Grizzly with all of that, but it does make him sound pretty shady. Apparently, the cops also thought T Grizzly was sketchy after JB got killed. According to a blogger named Poetic Flacco, the chief of police told T Grizzly that he knew T was involved, but he didn't know how yet. Now that 600 Wu-Tang is going to trial, it's clear that his defense lawyer is going to try and put the case on T Grizzly, so there's no telling
Hope he don't snitch on him, because if he snitch on him and he spills something that not even, it's gonna be crazy.
The evidence they're gonna dig up about the situation, and at the end of the day, this means that 600 Wu-Tang is already telling on T Grizzly. He might not be talking to the cops or prosecutors, but Wu-Tang must be telling his lawyer about T Grizzly. So far, there hasn't been any concrete evidence that T Grizzly was the one who got JB killed, but everything around the case makes him look really sketchy. He's not on trial for it yet, but there's no telling what's gonna happen with the 600 Wu-Tang situation, and some people think the feds are already putting an indictment together to take T Grizzly down.
I want to buy your house. I can pay you cash for your house no matter what.
Listen, that money will make you do some crazy things, bro. At the end of the day, this whole story is really insane, crazy as hell. It's just like no freaking way. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I don't even know what to say about this, but anyway, make sure y'all comment down below how y'all feel, what's your opinion, what anything y'all gotta say about this video. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. Peace out.